Yo, what up, my peeps? Where's everybody? Who's been anxiously waiting for me to start? Darius, you're late. Darius, you're late, bro. We don't like this. Where's my UK fam? Where's my EU fam? Where's my buddies? Oh my god, I wonder how many people went to church and they're missing my stream. They're like, Darius, I go to church now. I've always went to church for the community. Believe in Jesus. Jesus will save you. Jesus saves. Repent. One person here. Show yourself, one person. I think like maybe the first parts of my video where like no one's here, I'll just sit in silence and like meditate. It'll be a guided meditation, guys. I'll be guiding you through my stillness. Ooh, look at this fancy guy. Bulgaria, what up, Stoyan, man? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for showing up. Blessings to you. Bulgaria, man. You're not that far from Greece, where like my motherland is. I'm half Greek, but I grew up on the Greek side of my family, so I speak Greek and a little bit. I'm not like super fluent like I used to be. Forgotten a lot of bit, but I can get by. And yeah, man. You Bulgarian, I think Bulgarians are like Orthodox Christian, or is that Serbians? Bulgarians and Serbians very similar, very like close in that area, that whole Balkan region. It's all kind of interchangeable. But yeah, I've been to Greece a few times when I was younger. My like late teens and early 20s, I went a few times and then haven't been back since 2003, the year before Greece had the Olympics. It was the last time I went. So yeah, what's going on with my homies? What's going on with my peeps? It's interesting because like I was like, I don't know, man. This like 5 o'clock hour that I've had that I've been starting my streams, it's like there's some people, more people that would like show up, I guess. I would have like on average, I don't know, 20 to 30 people here at any given time. My first stream I had like up to like 40 or 50. After the first stream, people got like they got enough of me. They're like, oh, I know what this live streaming's about with you, Darius. I don't need to come to any of your live streams anymore. Maybe people don't like it interacting live. Yep, Orthodox, but I am not part of any religion or part of all of them as they point to. Yeah, that's kind of the point that I make in most of my videos is like, well, not most of them, but at least a few of them. I've mentioned that all of the religions, if you sincerely seek through that, will get you to the same place. It's because they're all pointing to the same truths. It's just that people get lost in the religion themselves, and then it's like it turns into this whole thing where like you think you can only find your salvation through that one religion and through that one spokesperson, whether it's Jesus or Buddha or Muhammad or any other religion starter, religious entity that the religion was founded on. And that's not really where it's at. Thanks for adjusting the time of your live streams. Yeah, it's just for this one, Stoyan. Like, I'll occasionally throw in an early stream just so that you guys can come hang out too. And if you have questions you want to ask and whatever, but I don't know. I don't know who's busy on a Sunday morning or afternoon where I'm at, but I know you guys would be more available. There's like about, I don't know, 10 to 15% of my viewers that are like in the EU area, UK and EU. So we'll see. If not a lot of people show up, then I might not do it around this time again. We'll see. It's very fluid, you know? And if I keep doing live streams and I'm only getting like 10, 15, 20 people at a time, I might just cut it down to one live stream a week because it's really not as worth it, I think. Because the live stream kind of depends on interaction, you know? It's like if there aren't that many people here to interact with me, then like what am I doing? I might as well just put up whatever videos discussing whatever topic I usually feel like discussing, you know? But I figured some of the interaction would be cool. And what's up, Chris? It's really sad how religion can bring so much suffering and identification and suppression of personal expression freedom. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like and you bring up like the Middle Eastern countries, right, with like Islam especially, but it's like the limiting of your expressiveness and your autonomy as a human has been limited throughout different religions at different times in the human collective history. You know, like if you look at like the Middle Ages and you look at like these like Puritan style Christianities, and like you have to live a certain way, and if you don't buy into it, then you're a heretic, and we're going to burn you at the stake, kind of stuff. And even in like the ancient times, if you sinned, if you didn't like perfectly adhere to the law of like the Jews and or whatever, they're going to stone you to death. You know, it was very fanatical and delusional to put people to death because they didn't perfect this, like there's no forgiveness. Like God is a forgiving God loves you, right? But then we're gonna fucking kill you for making a mistake. Okay, well then, I mean, if you're gonna kill me for making a mistake, how am I gonna learn and how am I gonna grow as a person in this life? Okay, like yeah, you're gonna die, and then and you know, they stone you to death, for example, burn you at the stake, and then you're gonna come back in again and try again. But like at least you're not that same person that's gonna be like, you know, the blasphemer. Oh, it's okay, man. It's not Rob. Don't take it personal. It's not personal to anyone. Like it is what it is. And honestly, guys, I only have 2,000 subscribers, so I know that only a small percentage of people are going to be available and want to show up at any given time. I'm not like, you know, personally attacked or hurt by it. It is what it is. Let's say I get to 20,000, 100,000, 200,000 subscribers, then there's going to be a larger audience, obviously, that wants to like hang out at any given time. So right now, it's fine. But it's like it is what it is. I'm not like stressed over it. I like it. I personally enjoy this. I look forward to like, I don't look forward really, but like I don't look forward to anything. I'm very still and present all the time, but like I like being here and interacting and like talking to you guys. It's fun for me. You know, I like shooting the shit and talking about life in all of its different aspects, whatever falls under the spiritual umbrella. What's up, Indigo? Thank you, Rob. What up, Maria? Do it at night. I do usually do it at night. Where have you been, Maria? Do it at night. I do it at 5 p.m. Pacific. My first 4 live streams. It's all good. Where are you, Maria? Where are you right now that it would be nighttime? Our Sundays off, don't we? Ooh, it's saying my connection is unstable. If it's lagging a little bit, I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes. MN, is that Minnesota? Yeah, so if I do it at 5 p.m. usually like I do, then that's what, 6 p.m. for you? That's nighttime, isn't it? Have you caught any of my other live streams, Maria? Have you had a chance? Maybe it's also the day because usually do it. Oh, you want me to do it even later? Start at like 7 p.m. or 8 p.m.? Yeah. Yeah, that's why I did it early today, so that it would be nighttime in EU, UK, and then it would be early here in the States, and then maybe there'd be some overlap, so there'd be a few more people could make it. You have greatly helped me with the derealization I was experiencing. Thank you. No problem, Zooted. No problem. It's all good, guys. I'm happy to be of service, honestly. It's what I want. I want to be able to like help you guys navigate this perilous journey of awakening. It's like you guys, a lot of you are awake already. A lot of you guys realize and even fundamentally understand most of the stuff I'm talking about on the level of your minds. You just haven't taken it and incorporated it into like the aspect of your life fully. That's where like the full integration happens. And honestly, it's not even as much of, you know how like they say like you're gonna process something and then you're gonna integrate it. This knowing. But ironically, it's also a little off because it's honestly more of like a delayering and unmasking yourself so that you can fully step forward. Because when you're integrating and you're bringing it in, it's like you're adding stuff to yourself. No, you're not adding anything. Then because most likely where you're going to add it is in your mind, and that's going to filter into like different aspects of yourself, and there's a higher chance that it's going to block you up somewhere in your chakras, and then you got to like purge through all of those things, these ideas and conditioned aspects of yourself that you think are you at certain times. When you're fully embodying this, you're just yourself, your most authentic, blissful, amazing self. It's just like truly magnetic at its core. That steps forward now, and it's like you, the conditioned part of you that's like you say, derealizing or whatever, that recedes into the background. Your personality is still around, guys. Your personality is what makes you unique in your own mental conditioning and experiences that you've been through. But at your core, you're the same as me. And at my core, I'm the same as you. My soul spark, the divinity that exists within me, is the same as you. It's all one. We are all just little sparks of God broken off as little puzzle pieces to exist and co-create on this earth together. Yes, I feel like it's less of adding more, but letting go all the, yeah, exactly. And you don't have to like let go literally of your beliefs. You don't have to. What you have to do is see through it. You transcend it. You go through it. It's like there's this overemphasis in a lot of the spiritual community where it's like, I have to let go fully of the ego, let go fully of the mind, the conditioned self. And all I'm asking is that you see through it. You realize its illusory nature so that when it comes up in you, you recognize it very easily for what it is. It doesn't trap you anymore. You're not stuck in this cycle of hell where it's like, oh, I'm going to keep doing this bullshit over and over again and just like creating all these karmic attachments to all these different things. And the more I do that, the further I'm strengthening that karmic bond. And then now that's even more stuff that I need to purge. I always thought I was missing something and needed, yeah. And that's, I mean, Eckhart even talks about that. He's like, you're not going to add, like, you already have all the knowledge that you need up here. You're already like participating and existing in the world. And you have the base level of knowledge that you need to exist and participate. You don't, and then like people are going to come in and like with like these ideas back and forth, and they want to get into debates over like basic like very fundamental little constructs that they have in their minds, and like they want to have like these idea battles back and forth. I'm not interested in that kind of shit, man. You either get this or you don't. Some guy's like leaving comments and he's like, well, riddle me this, and then he leaves like this like paragraph long scripture in Isaiah talking about like, you know, only faith through like Jesus or some bullshit. Because Isaiah's not even pointing to Jesus. Isaiah didn't know what Jesus was. But people go back and look at the Old Testament to try and prove that Jesus's existence was like the most, you know, pure savior bullshit. And no, these prophets at the time in Israel were basically just like looking and curating their own experiences based on what they were experiencing at the time to try and guide the people at the time through their path. It wasn't like these prophecies that were like inbuilt into these messages, and then, oh, now Jesus comes along and fulfills these prophecies. That's a delusion. I've been on the non-duality path for 10 years, last 5 more intensely since COVID. Last couple of years, I'm experiencing what I call final realizations, but it's not over and no realization really. I mean, yeah, I have a video where I say you have awakened, but you still have some final stuff to purge. It's like your last battles with the devil illusion. So like everyone is at a different spectrum on their awakening journey, mostly in this channel that are watching me. Most people are awake to some degree. And then you have to sit and do the work, the meditation and the prayer and the internal contemplation to get you to the last stages, to walk through the door. That's what my video that I posted about today is. Like, I can't hold your hand through the door, guys. I can't give you your full realization. I can't. That's not my job. My job is to have my own realization and then talk about what it's like in a bunch of different ways for you guys to understand some of it. And you're like, oh, that's similar to what I'm experiencing. Well, yeah, it's similar for everyone when you exist in this place. And then what happens is like you turn this like nirvana, moksha, peace, bliss, awareness, self that you're searching for, you turn that into like some end goal. And now you're always chasing after something. And that's illusory also. There's no chasing. There's no trying after a while. You keep trying, 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 and then eventually there's no more trying. It's very like paradoxical. It's like this is fucking with me. I've been thinking that I've had to try all this time. Well, Darius, are you trying now? It's like I'm not trying. What trying is involved? I'm just living. Fully living though. There's a difference. I'm not a zombie like the majority of people out there. They have no clue what's going on. It's not like I'm better or worse than them. I'm just at a different stage on my spiritual soul's journey. The evolution of the human soul. We all have a different path. We all have different experiences. We all have different karma that we come into this life with. Some similar and some not so similar. Some addictive stuff we got to burn through, different types of conditioning, how you were brought up, your mom and your dad, how they impacted you, your friends and your family, all these different experiences, however different it was, the different traumas that you went through. You were molested as a little kid. You were sick when you were a little kid. Your mom died. Your dad died. All these different things shape you, and how you react and learn from each of those events shapes you. And then you carry around certain traumas, and then they end up acting out in different ways in your lives. And that's why there's these like in psychiatry, or even in like, you know, kind of some of the spiritual community, there's these ideas of attachment styles. Some people are like avoidant attachment. Some people are like the needy attachment. Some people are like just centered and okay. And these different attachment styles come from our different traumas and different conditionings. So like, let's say you were abandoned as a kid. You have an abandonment complex. Now you're going to act out all that shit through most of your relationships, and you're going to be unaware of it. And you're not going to get to the root cause and the root purging of that trauma until you do some of that spiritual work. You know, and you can go to therapy and discuss it there, but most likely it's not going to get to the root cause of it. So you're going to address some of the symptoms, and it'll make life a little bit easier for you, and you might understand it on the level of your mind, but you're not going to ever fully purge it until you get rid of all the karma. Everything I type is a contradiction. Yeah, man, all of my shit's a contradiction, guys. It's like I was thinking about doing a video on it. Life itself is a contradiction. The very essence of our physicality in a spiritual reality is a contradiction. And it's going to fuck with you. It's meant to. It's meant to fuck with your mind, guys. It's meant to. Is final or total as life goes on, and the only one who can take care of what happens is me. It has come through me. Yeah. It's come through you. Who else is it going to come through? You are your own beacon. You are your own conduit of awareness. And there's 8 billion of these conduits walking around, some realized and some not so realized. And we're all co-creating this reality together, just pushing out all these layers of consciousness that we're just funneling constantly through this most powerful mind that we have no idea how to harness it fully. 2 years of prayer and contemplation to finally admit I am really fucked up mentally with, yeah, I mean, guys, I had my own personal shit that I had to work through. I'm telling you guys, I've been through a lot. And it manifested itself in a bunch of different ways in my reality my whole life. And until I actually sat down and like really devoted myself to this, it didn't get the final purge. It didn't. Like, you can half-ass your way through some of it, guys, and get to where like you're at now, Stoyan, and you kind of like have an understanding of some stuff, but some shit's still fucking with you. Well, you're not going to actually purge the final shit that's still fucking with you until you sincerely devote yourself. And people don't want to devote themselves because it's too extreme. It's a very extreme way of living this way, guys. It's a very binary way. You're in alignment or you're not. It's like you latch onto the alignment or you don't. Anything that's even slightly off, you're off. Any doubt, any resistance, even the slightest bit of doubt or resistance takes you fully off the path. And it fucks with you. And then now all of a sudden this authenticity comes in and you're just like so okay with being your truest self all the time. There's nothing to hide. There's no need to lie. There's no need to bullshit about anything. What you think and what you feel at any given moment is perfection for you. And it's amazing. Like, why would I want to hide myself anymore? You know, I spent my whole life hiding myself. Why would I want to do that to myself anymore? We make ourselves small because everything's too painful and scary out there. For what? Like, how are you going to live your life if you're always funneling it through this lens of fear paralysis? Constant fear. Like, what here? There's no rest. It's always hounding you on some level. That's why it's just very simple. Life is suffering. This shit is hounding you. It doesn't let your soul rest. Don't you want to rest in this just nice, still place? Don't you want that for yourselves? Well, then fucking do the work, man. And there's all kinds of different ways to do the work. But I point to the core shit. Right? Meditate and pray. You don't need anything else. You really don't. If you're doing anything else, you're kind of wasting your time. It's not as efficient. And honestly, you can just pray. You don't even have to meditate. Jesus only prayed. He wasn't sitting meditating. The prayer would get him into a meditative state of being. So it's like you can access the prayer through the meditation, and you can access the meditation through the prayer. But when you're doing, you can do both at the same time. Like, that's what I would do. Like, I would use the mantra and the prayer to get me into stillness. And then when I was finally still, I would give thanks and I would bounce ideas off of God. And I would ask for guidance and things would be shown to me. Like the third eye opens up and you see stuff. And it comes to you in dreams. And it comes to you just throughout the day, little mini downloads. But if you're closed off, if the crown is closed and blocked and your third eye is blocked because you're not doing these things, you don't need to go do like crown opening meditations and like chakra, third eye opening meditations and throat. You don't have to do that. It all opens up naturally when you're in this loving state. Ironically, the more you focus on your heart and your love, the more it purifies every other chakra. That's why it's the most important one. That's why they're always talking about the heart. Yes, it's like, guys, I gotta beat it into you, man. You guys are so resistant. So many people, they just like, it's like, you know how many people I've talked to, people I've had on my that I've had like sessions with, or people that are leaving comments or like in this chat or whatever. They're like, it's like, I have this, and this. Okay, meditate and pray. I don't want to do that. No. Who's got time for that, man? Oh no. Okay, you have hours of your day that you've watched my videos. If you even took half of that time and did meditation instead, that would be better for you. It would further you on your path to some degree. I recognize godhood and resting in awareness, but yet the trauma is so deep, it still controls most of my reactions. Although, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You're awakened, but you're still in this limbo. And you're going to continue in a limbo state until you fully dedicate yourself to this sincerely. You have to mean it. You have to want it more than anything. God doesn't just give you your fucking nirvana, guys. God doesn't just give you the moksha for nothing. He's not like, here, you're okay, no more karma for you. No, there's a reason you have your karma. Don't you guys get it? Do you see? It's like so silly. It's like, I know I have all these layers of baggage in me, but I don't really want to get rid of the baggage. And maybe on some level, there's a part of you that's afraid of fully letting go of that baggage and fully stepping into yourself, because it could be scary. I'm letting fully go of this identification with my mind that I'm so used to all the time. And I don't know what it's like to fully live through this authentic state of being. Oh no, that might be a little too weird for me. I might not be able to handle it. Okay. Well, if you're going to let that fear paralyze you, the fear of this unknown potential state of being, why do you think God is giving you these glimpses? You guys, all of you that are awakened on some level, have had glimpses of this state. Did it not feel amazing? If this glimpse that God gives you into this amazing state was super scary and uncomfortable, then why would you go chase after it and find the full nirvana? There's a paradox in that. It's like God makes it seem nice and like this deep-rooted knowing temporarily that you have. You're like, oh, It makes sense. Well, that amazing feeling of making sense can be had all the time, but you haven't traversed the layers of damnation that are still plaguing you at every step of the way. Yeah, all of these trauma coping mechanisms, conditioning, it's all basically the same thing. So I keep saying you pluck the root out of fear and all of it crumbles around you. And you don't even have to like go and identify every single aspect of your trauma and your conditioning. It happens very quickly towards the end where you notice it in a few things and then it's like if this is this then this is this then and you have start having these awareness knowing downloads that it's all coming out of the same branch of fear. And then once I've seen that whole play and what it looks like, it's very hard for me to go back to this fearful way of living because you kind of are living a lie now and you're just not okay with that. You're not going to compromise yourself anymore. You're not going to make yourself small and hide in fear because the fear is the ultimate illusion that's plaguing you every step of the way. It's always trying to bring you down. It's always asking you to be tempted into its like illusory state. It wants that. It perpetuates that. It gives it energy. You feed it. And the more you feed it, the stronger it becomes. And then the more karmic ties come in. These little ethereal ties, mental projection ties that are there. You got to cut all that shit and just emerge. Limbo state. Yeah. Ryan, what up, homie? Welcome. How are you doing? Ryan, where do you live, man? You live in the US? Are you in the States? Or are you in the EU? It's almost a life or death situation. My life is crumbling career-wise. Your life is crumbling because it's meant to crumble so that you can go on a different path. So be okay with, let go of it crumbling. Don't get too terrified over it. Yeah, okay, it's uneasy. It's, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. But I promise you, if you have this faith, it's a sincere faith that God is taking this career away from you to bring in something potentially, well, not better, not potentially better. It is going to be better because it is. Whatever comes in that is, and it's perfect all the time. So it's like your career was perfect as long as it needed to be, and then it fell away, and then now you have a new career that's going to eventually emerge, and it's going to fulfill you in a variety of different ways that will potentially guide you further on your path. You're in North Carolina. Okay, bro. Oh yeah, so it's like 2:43 where you're at. Aloha from Maui. What up, Tao? Thanks for joining, man. Yeah, we got a whole variety of peeps here. I don't know. I don't know how much longer I felt like sitting and stewing in this very uncomfortable limbo state. I'm like, I know it's around the corner. And I know that when I have this final awakening, I'm going to step fully into it. I just knew. But that I was waiting almost impatiently for it to be revealed. And it wasn't until I fully let go and sat and did the meditation and prayer and was like, okay, God, I'm okay with your perfect timing. Whenever you want to bring it to me, you will. But I'm going to sincerely show you every day through effort, through trying. I'm dedicated, bro. I want this. And he's like, okay, man, I got you. Here you go. And so then he showed it to me and I was like, oh, okay. But when he showed it to me and I fully saw the clarity, now I had the last dance with the devil, the Jesus in the wilderness final purge with the devil. I had that and it lasted weeks. Back and forth, back and forth. Oh, what's this? Oh, what's this? I got my own final fears to deal with and purge. That's the final purge. There's like a final purge where you get to your awakening. And then after you have this final awakening, now there's still some last little straggling things that you really got to work through and fully step into it. There's layers to this shit, guys. It isn't just like, like I said, multiple times. Maybe you're the 1 in 10,000, 1 in a million, like Eckhart, where it's just given to you. One night you have it just sucks you into like awakening and full bliss and nirvana. And you have no more shit to purge. But the vast majority of people are going to have it happen in layers, multiple awakenings, multiple purgings. Because what happens is you wake up and then you kind of still buy back in a little bit on some levels. And then that builds up some smaller karmic attachments that you then have to also purge. And it's like it's just like it's but it keeps lessening. It goes up and then it comes down and then it goes up just a little bit and then it comes down again until it comes down into yourself and you step forward and you're like, it's like coming out of the cocoon. It's like the phoenix rising from the ashes, the rebirth. You're like, boof, I'm here, let's go. Like, I'm ready to participate, let's go. What's out there for me? Oh, the curiosity, the spark comes back in. You know, oh, what's out there? Let me go explore. The adventurous kind of like, hey, let's go check some stuff out, see what this life has in store for me now that I see through this illusion. And it can just be as simple as going and, like Eckhart would, going and sitting on the park bench and just like observing life. Wow, look at how flowing everything is. Look at the energetic properties of everything and how it moves around. Look at how the fear manifests in certain people and in other people, and how I'm just like this centered stillness, and the fear is just like there's like this force field of love that's projecting, and like wherever I look and project myself, the fear like gets pushed. It's like a boundary that I'm setting with my intention. And that's the advanced stages of realization that you guys are going to step into eventually. You're going to see where your boundaries meet with other people's boundaries and how expansive you truly are. And that's where I say you're powerful. You guys don't realize how powerful you fucking are, that you can be wherever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. I can implant suggestions in people. They don't realize it. It's trippy shit. Leslie, what's up? Yeah, I like Nisargata. Is it the guy that did I Am That? Pretty sure. I keep thinking I found the thing. It's super exciting until I realize it's not the thing. Yeah. How does this sort of? I mean, I was talking about all of that stuff, Ryan. Maybe you came in a little late. Don't listen too intently, Leslie. Don't try too hard. Just let Darius wash over you. Ooh, I feel so good. Darius. I'm gonna start doing like a sex chat, you know? It's like, oh, it's so erotic, Darius. Thank you for your presence. Have you heard of people where they're like in front of their gurus and they just spontaneously have like these blissful, like just like sort of mini orgasms? They're just like, just like coming all over themselves because they're just so blissed out in their guru's presence. Ooh, how erotic, how hot. Yeah, God can be anything. God can be anything, guys. Anything. God is anything. We've limited what these, it's like you have your conditioning comes in and it limits what your perception of God is. My God and your God. There's no my. Like I said in one of my videos, it's not a football team. It's not my team. Oh, God created the perfect reality for me today. My team won. Yay. And I derive this amazing sense of self from that. No, it's always perfect. The I am is first. Yeah, it's basically like a different variety, the same core true teachings of Ramana Maharshi and the non-duality. He's at his core a non-dualist. The I am is first the I. Then you quiet yourself, you root yourself in the I, and then you notice everything else around you. And these guys get too detached in the non-duality. It's like, who is doing the doing? It's like I'm doing the doing. But you're God, so God's doing the doing. And it's just like very out there. And it's hard for the mind to wrap itself around that. Like when I first read Ramana Maharshi, it was mind fucking blowing. It was mind blowing. And it was just like a page or two. But it was so hard hitting and concise and condensed. All spiritual, powerful truths. There is no mind, but there is a mind at the same time. You're going to deny the fact that you have a mind, but you do have a mind. But you also don't have a mind. It's a very paradoxical. And the idea of not having a mind is what fucks with you. It's like we were in a state, when I talk about the Adam and Eve story, we were in a state where there was no mind. But then God wanted us to have a mind so that we could advance. But then we got lost in that mind. That's the story. And then you have thousands of years of human civilization playing itself out as lost in the mind, while also creating super cool shit and advancing technologically as well. And now the next stage is to bring the same pre-mind merged reality into balance with the mind. so that the mind can coexist with the awareness and be used as the tool that it is. The most advanced tool that we, as the human stewards of the earth, have been graced with, but we've been shitting in the toilet with it instead. Dropping out fucking diarrhea, verbal diarrhea, mental diarrhea, all diarrhea, creating hell on earth for ourselves and others, destroying the very nature that is providing for us. Countless species going extinct now. No longer exist. We'll never see them again. Oh no. And then you're like, oh no, I would have liked to know, that one species. Well, too bad. God didn't give a shit. God wanted it to go bye-bye. Oh well. Make peace with it. But it's not irreversible. That's the thing. Like we can heal the earth with intentionality and prayer and meditation, and it'll naturally come back into balance. But we're going to a place now where there's going to be a purging. The earth is going to eventually start to fight back and wipe us off through heat waves and plagues and famines and all kinds of weird shit and natural disasters and wars and whatever, however it manifests. Oh no, the apocalypse is upon us. Oh no. Where did that come from? Well, we're manifesting it, but people don't realize that they're manifesting it. That's why I talk about it in my Jesus and the Apocalypse video. The mind that thinks it has a mind is the illusion. We're creating illusion. Don Hoffman says it's a fitness payoff to survive in this. Well, I mean, survival of the fittest kind of fitness payoff. Yeah, I mean, there's no arguing with that scientific idea. It is very sound that we do evolve through the whole idea of the survival of the fittest. But that's just one slice of the pie of understanding. Why does there have to be a purging? Because if we don't purge it, then we die. So do we want the human species to go into its next stage of evolution? God doesn't care one way or the other, guys. But it's prophesied. It's embedded in the very nature of where we're headed, whether we realize it or not. The souls know, the beings know, the ancestors know, the council of light and whatever other delusional attachment labels you want to put on these things, all these angels and entities that are up there, they're watching us with bated breath to see if we come out of the hell. This is like one of the hardest, like final boss existences on earth, because there's so much fear. And they want to see, God wants to see if we can purge the fear and come back into balance, but with the mind now. Because before we were in balance without a full mind, the knowledge. And then you eat it, and then you take it in, and now it becomes you. And now you split into two. Well, we can become whole while having a mind. And then now we can truly create the miraculous existence. Whether we do it or not, it's up to us. We have choice over that. But ironically, like I said, there's really no choice either. God already knows the outcome. So he just wants to experience what that outcome would be through us. Little pieces of God experiencing what it's like to save the earth. It's like we're all the heroes of our own journeys, the hero's story. And we all have choice. We all have adventurous lives if we choose them in the spontaneity, but we refuse to live that way because we're so programmed by this routine that takes over. More like a particular set of skills. Yeah, I mean, your mind is a skillful thing. Your mind can add knowledge and instruction and knowing to do a particular task. But when you start deriving your own personal sense of self from it, now it's a very slippery slope where you enter into hell. You're like literally in Hades, walking around. You're in Hades, and it's like, what's everyone doing over here? Oh, I don't know. I guess I'm the only sane one. But even I was insane. So I can't cast shade, guys. I can't, because I'm a hypocrite then. Because then I'm damning my past. I'm damning a part of me. I'm not better or worse than any of you guys. I'm the same on a different stage. That's all it is. And I'm trying to get you guys caught up. Come on, let's accelerate this shit. Come on. Do you want to join me? Let's go. You guys want to hang out sometime? Let's do a fucking meetup and we'll hang out. And like, I'll accelerate your growth. Let's do it. You guys want to show up? I'm down. But I'm not big enough where like I'll have enough of a following that actually wants to show up and like hang out. I'm not big enough where like people actually like are peppering me with like appointments so that they can get a slice of Darius. Like you guys have enough of Darius through my videos and shit. I felt like God was too bored of his own existence. That's exactly what it is. God could have sat in his stillness, but then what action is there in the stillness? He created the duality. He split himself into two to understand the complexities of the action versus rest. He made himself dual. All of this is duality. The physical is a dual. It's the opposite of the unphysical. God knows the unphysical. He's very familiar with it. He is that at its core. And then all these other layers are built on top of it. And then we're tapped into it and we're programmed and conditioned into it. So it seems very real to us. Conditioning to enable an avatar participate in the matrix. Yeah, it's a simulation, like they say. So do you think the life experience is more like a dream? Yeah, it's layers of dreams, man. It's all just layers of consciousness and dreams within dreams. It's like Inception, the movie. It's like we're living a dream right now. Our waking state is a dream, but then we also dream in our non-waking state. So it's a dream within a dream. So some people out there are sleeping right now, but they're dreaming while everyone else is like on the higher layer of waking dream. And then the other dream is like the great beyond. And then there's multiple dimensions and layers interlaced through all of this stuff, through different archetypal energies and thought patterns and conditionings. And then they go even beyond human understanding that goes to like the next stages of our evolution as a soul as well. Yeah, it's just like layers, it's timelines, it's all these different words that we associate to what these dream-like conditioned varieties of mental and like thought layers and whatever. It's all just slowed down light at different layers. Awakening is realizing that this is a self-created dream. Yeah, it's like you're creating it, but then it's also God creating it, and you're just participating in God's little dream for you. But you're also have this like powerful choice in any given moment to interact however you feel. But then who's giving you that feeling that you're interacting as anyway? So it's like it's all very, like I keep saying, paradoxical, and it fucks with your mind. It's meant to. It's meant to fuck with your mind to get you to realize that the mind isn't everything. It's meant to keep fucking with you where you're like, oh, I just give up. There's no fighting it. I'll just let go, God, I guess. Like if I keep doing this mind shit, it's going to bring on more and more and more suffering all the time. So at some point, I just got to let go. Okay. Are you going to guide me, God? Are you going to guide me on my path? God, please guide me. He's like, I got you, bro. It's like, stop whining like the little bitch that you are. Stop. Stop the petulant little shit. Stop it. Become the person you were meant to be. Like, have the courage, grab life by the balls, and fucking go live your lives. Nobody wants to do it because they're too scared. It's okay. It's okay. One day maybe you'll get the courage to live your lives fully. Let's do it. Nice. Yeah, I'll come to Hawaii, Tal. You can show me around. Well, it's like my very existence is a prophecy. My very existence is a destiny. Every thought that I put out is creating some form of manifestation in a said future. And all of you are projecting shit constantly that is creating the future as you're stepping into it. And the more aligned you become, and the more rooted in your power you become, the more potent your thoughts become to create in the current moment. It like smashes through the illusory physical walls that exist. And that's where miracles happen. So yeah, prophecy is very real. Me speaking right now is a prophecy if you want to look at it that way. And it's like it seems like it's changing limitlessly, but at the same time it's very linear. So it's like through time, past, present, and future, it all happens. Like I look at my own individual path and it all happened a very specific certain way. And there were many layers to it as it was unfolding, and there were always many forks in the road as I was choosing. But God already knew ahead of time which forks in the road I was going to choose and which path I was going to take. It's meant to feel that way. I'm meant to personally feel like I have choice over my life, or else I'm just a fucking zombie. I'm just an AI robot that's programmed. and I'm acting stuff out without any intentionality behind my choices. So God gives us this feeling of intentionality and choice, while also simultaneously knowing what my choices are going to be. That's why we all have a destiny. You already, guys, before you come into this life, you already know what your life is going to look like. You get snapshots of what your life is going to look like, and then you volunteer, and then you go and do your life. You're asking to be born. You're here. And then at some point you get detached, and then you get apathetic, and they're like, I'm gonna go kill myself because I didn't ask to come here. Okay, well then now when you go kill yourself and you go back, you're gonna realize, oh shit, I fucked up because I did ask to come here. Now you got to go try again ad nauseum until you finally let go of all the suffering and the surrender into what this reality is, so that you can learn your lessons and grow. Why was there other paths if the alternate options had no? Because you have to have the illusion of choice. Because it's like the very nature of the duality itself gives you options, good or bad. And then all its different manifestations of good and bad and good and bad and good and bad. Looks like it's one or two options, but it's really 1,000 million different options in any given moment. I can choose to walk and spin and skip and flip and do all these different things, or I can just walk. Or I can, kneel down and get up and breathe here and not breathe there and blow my nose and not blow all these different infinite options I'm choosing in any given moment. It allows for all these different potentialities out of them. But as I'm breathing and being sustained in life through God, God is literally doing it through me. So he's choosing for me, but I'm not aware of him choosing it for me until I'm fully surrendered and merged. And then now what happens is that your will becomes God's will and God's will becomes your will. And that's the most advanced state of being. We're all mini gods out here choosing, but when you're detached, you're not fully in your godness. It's like if you didn't have options of other paths, then you would have been the zombie that just walks down one path the whole time. Are you a zombie, or do you have knowing and awareness of your own reality? We're all little portals of awareness walking around aware of our surroundings, some more aware than others. Free will is dependent on the context. One cannot choose anything without a context. Yeah, but then the context itself is also conditioned and physical. Any context that you're going to come up with on the level of your mind is always going to be some physical context conditioning. So all you're doing is just mental masturbation of understanding ideas within ideas within ideas, and you don't get anywhere that way. You have to let all that go, and then now your intuition just knows and understands it at its fullest, deepest level. If you guys don't get what I'm talking about, at some level, there's some kind of resistance on the level of your mind that you're just not getting. And then when the mind fully goes bye-bye and your awareness, it doesn't have to go fully bye-bye all the time, permanently, but just temporarily, it roots itself. And then now you become this awareness that understands, and you're like, oh, I get what he meant by this shit. If you guys haven't read Ecclesiastes, go read it. Because then it's just you realize, like, this guy gets the point. He's like, it's all a fucking game. What the fuck is the point? It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you do, guys. It doesn't matter. You think it matters, it doesn't matter. And then in that not mattering is a weird kind of true power that emerges, because you're so free in that state, because you know that it just really doesn't matter. Then there's a freedom with how you act now. And it's more liberating and it's more authentic and it's more potent in that state. It's a very paradoxical kind of thing. The more you let go and actually stop giving a fuck so much on the level of your mind, the more you can express yourself fully, and that's where the magic really starts to happen. I guess I like to think of a more infinite realities type universe. Yeah, but even you thinking of infinite realities is not infinite. You're just little snapshots of what you think is infinity, but you don't think infinity can't be thought of. So at the very beginning of your thought exercise is an illusion. And then it's just more illusory shit bouncing off of itself, ping-ponging its way through the ethers. And it's just mental masturbation. It's a waste of energy, ultimately, if you keep doing it over and over and losing yourself in it and getting stuck on it. There is no free will. More like, well, there is free will and there's also not. Guys, that's why I said it's a 50-50 proposition. It's a free will, but there's also not free will. It's like there's a good, but there's also a bad. You can't have the good without the bad, and you can't have the bad without the good. You can't have free will without destiny, and you can't have destiny without free will. It doesn't work. It's both, and it's neither. And that's why it's meant to fuck with you. Gab the camera for a Lamar Jackson edit. Yeah, why not? I'm Lamar if I feel like it. I'm really fat Lamar. Super unathletic Lamar. Let's go. No matter what we think, he will get to we end up in the same place here. Yeah. Yeah. You think like when you die and you go back to this great beyond veilless place where there's no more conditioning and thought, do you think that it isn't any other time but now to them how they feel? Do you think they're ever constantly thinking about the past and the future and it's tormenting them constantly with the illusory expectations and wants and desires? They're already home. What more do you need? You're just awareness all the time. You're just just the I am that I am. It's just so simple, but also paradoxical in its nature. What does that even mean, that I am that I am? It's like you can get into like this mental mind loop, mind fuck over and over again. Your mind doesn't really fully get the I amness. It never will. It's like that's why I keep saying, guys, eventually it's kind of tiring. Because all it is like I say, mental masturbation, word vomit, word salad, layered and explained in a variety of different wordings to hopefully penetrate a few different types of people's conditioned backgrounds so that they can see it in different ways and incorporate it into their own being, and then eventually let go of all of that stuff that you were building up. At what point are you going to be ready to let go? It's like, ooh, just let go. Just let go, guys. Just let go. Let's just let go, guys. We got this, guys. Let's just let go. Like, it's so cringe. What are you letting go of? Ugh, I'm so free. Let's go be hippies, you know? Ugh, vagabonds through life. What the fuck? Being surrendered looks different for everyone. I can be active while being surrendered, and I can be unsurrendered in a non-active place. It's like an opposites kind of a thing, where it doesn't. It's like this guy is so busy all the time. He's always doing. He doesn't look surrendered to me. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be the hardest. And guys, and there's degrees to how much you let go. Sometimes you let go and it comes in, and then sometimes you're fully attached. You're fully trying. You're fully forcing the issue at any given moment. And eventually it's not even like a trying versus not trying, or all this kind of stuff. You just kind of you're in the balance in between of this trying versus not trying. So then you can choose to try when you want to try, and you choose to not try when you don't feel like trying. And all trying really is just like, it looks like a bunch of different things. Like, I'm gonna do this. Well, if I'm doing something, am I not trying to do it? But then there's also no effort in the trying of the doing it, because I'm just doing that one particular thing that I'm focused on at any given moment. That's your mind that has power to choose where it places its attention and its focus. There's an intentionality behind it. And that's really all you're trying, is where do I place my attention? And if I want to enter a super blissed out, non-attentive state where I'm just merged, I can do that too. And that's a fully non-trying kind of a place where I just sit in meditation and just am one with everything. And then if I want, I can bring that oneness into the physical reality and participate in whatever I choose to participate in. It's always in the background. It's always there, just rooted, just foundational. Yeah. But the thing is, it's like through our conditioning and through our karmic attachments and our trauma and our fear and this gunk that's been built up, that forces more trying, because you're reactionary and just acting out things without any control over yourself. So the things are perfect as is. Embodiment is just like your stillness without the karma. There's nothing tugging at you anymore, guys. You choose where you want to go and do. Did you ever suffer with perfectionism? Yeah, at different times, I think. What is perfect, man? You know? Like you're trying to get it, like let's say you're in a profession and you need to keep trying and trying to get something perfect, then yeah, I guess there's like a bit of a nobility and honor in trying to get your craft perfect. So that can be okay. But if you're trying to apply perfectionism to every aspect of your being, it's not going to work, because your mind is always going to come up and curate a more perfect thing. And you're always chasing the fucking carrot on the stick of perfection. So that's an illusion as well. When did you start getting into non-duality? When did you get stable in the awakeness? So the stability, what I would call the rootedness, the like anchored in it, didn't happen until very recently, like in the past four to 6 months. But starting getting into non-duality, that was like in my early teens and 20s, when I started reading like The Power of Now, and then I started going off on a whole other tangent of spiritual seeking zealotry, where I just wouldn't rest until I read everything I could. And then coming to a conclusion, you're not really great at any of all these things. Yeah, it's like jack of all trades, you know, master of none kind of shit. I've recently stopped judging myself based on things and accomplishments. That's not where, yeah. What up, cuz? Welcome. Welcome, Mixie. Welcome, Yago. Welcome, Peachy. I haven't said hi to any of you guys. I've just been answering your questions. Yeah, I mean, you stop judging when you enter the state of forgiveness. Someone was like, I have these narcissists in my life. How can I forgive them? It's kind of like the Jesus, forgive them, they know not what they do. And just like God is always forgiving you, he's just in a state of forgiveness. You adopt that for yourself in everything that you see and interact with. You automatically, at a very base level understanding and knowing in you that comes up all the time, that just rests in you, you know and recognize the truth of what everything is as you see it in any moment. So you're automatically forgiving yourself and others, because you recognize that everyone's on their own path at different levels and stages throughout their soul's journey. So there's really no true sin ever. It's just degrees to which you're aligned or not aligned with the God in you. It's like, yeah, I can judge you. I can objectively judge you guys. I can. But I'm not condemning you. There's a difference. There's a very big difference in that. And what everyone out there that's judging, they're all condemning through their judging. Judging is very like justice, very objective, binary, true or not true kind of shit. Aligned or not aligned, you see it. But people get butthurt if you point it out. They don't want to be put on blast. I have no problem putting you on blast, man. No problem at all. I don't give a fuck. I love it. That's what comedians are doing, if you think about it. They're putting humanity on blast through their comedy all the time, pointing out how fucking stupid we are with all the stupid shit we're doing. It's hilarious. It's meant to be. It took me years to understand forgiveness. Yeah, it's like the moment you stop judging yourself and others, the moment forgiveness, the energy of forgiveness, that portal can come up. If you're busy judging and condemning and like basically just resistant, then there's no place for the forgiveness to come through and actually take up space and anchor itself in your reality, because there's always going to be the judging and the resistance that's pushing it down. I can't forgive myself and others if I'm always judging myself and others. They're in contradiction to each other. Thank you, spiritual mullah. Yeah, I'm sexy and I know it. I'm so fucking hot. When I actually forgave myself, I understand why others act as they do. Yeah, because we're all so similar at our core, guys. We all have very similar wants and desires, and unless they get too crazy and extravagant out there. But the base stuff is just like your Maslow's hierarchy, right? Like you want to be provided for, you want basic companionship and connectedness with others, you want all these things, right? To belong. Well, ironically, when you let go fully, you automatically belong anywhere the fuck you are. It's like, I'm walking in the desert. I belong because I'm in the desert. How can I deny that I'm in the desert, that I belong here? It's where I'm at. You are them, they are you at different. Exactly. In context of my last question, how old are you? Why does my age matter? If you can guess how old I am, I'll tell you how old I am. It's a very peaceful place to be. Yeah. And that doesn't mean that, like, even when you've realized this, even when you're it, doesn't mean that there aren't moments of non-peace and resistance that come in. It happens, guys. You're not perfect. You're never, that's why I mean, like we were talking about the perfection earlier, you're never going to be fully perfect, but it's in the recognizing of your non-perfection that you become perfection, ironically. You recognize that you're like, I forgive myself. If I happen to fuck up, if I happen to say something that's wrong, even though nothing that I ever truly say is wrong, it just comes out. I'm not saying like wrong in the sense of right or wrong. I'm saying like, oh, that didn't come out the right way. Like you're insecure over what you're saying. You're always thinking about like how you're going to say something to create this image in someone else of that I'm going to try to be really cool. Oh, that came out the wrong way. There's nothing that's wrong. You're just always authentic and expressing yourself. Even if you stutter, even if you mix up a few words, you're not killing yourself and judging and condemning yourself over it. What hat, man? My hair? Is my hair a helmet? I don't know. I think my hair flows pretty nicely. Or do you mean the fan? I don't have fear of aging, man. I don't. People that have fear of aging are the ones that get all the plastic surgery and all that fucking shit done to them because they just can't stand looking different as they get old. There's no graciousness with aging. It's like everyone has physical things that they're self-conscious over. But it's ironically, when you turn it on its head, those things that you used to be self-conscious over are what make you uniquely unique and make you stand out and make you cool. I like that I have a weird fucking nose, a big fat nose and fat lips. I like that I'm fat right now. It creates a different dimension to my physicality. We all want to be robots. We all want to look the same. We all want to chase this illusory perfection of what looks a certain way. We want to trap ourselves in that shit and then mangle ourselves with plastic surgery because we're chasing some perfection that a lot of people get done now. They got the bug and they can't be okay with how they look. It's okay if you don't like your tits and you want to get fake tits and just one little thing you touch up and now it changes your disposition. If that's what you needed, then fine. If it was torturing you, then fine. But if you keep changing your fucking face and getting Botox and like my nose isn't good enough, my lips aren't good enough, my eyebrows aren't good enough, I'm getting butt implants and tit implants and all these different things, you've gone off the fucking rocker, bro. Bring it back home and become okay with yourself. You were fine to begin with. I made a video with a big zit on my nose the other day and I didn't care. Hell yeah, man. You should have popped the zit on the fucking camera. You're like, oh, boof, yeah. Some people get off on popping videos, Shit's funny. You can be beautiful at any age. Yeah, man. I know I'm hot as fuck. And I'm not even physically attracted to a lot of people, but I'm hot. Hot for myself. And this confidence and charisma that comes out of me is very attractive. Like I could go out with a chick that she didn't think I was physically attractive, and by the end of the night I would win her over and she'd think I'm insanely attractive just because of how I carry myself. That's all that's attractive. And the same thing with a woman. If I could find a woman that I don't think is super attractive, but if she just has that special something, yeah, that's okay, man. Everyone wants this companion. Everyone wants to have that special someone in their lives. When you let go even of that, and you're just okay with your own company, then God can really bring in who was meant to be in your life. It comes in beautifully and naturally when it's meant to, if it's meant to, for that stage of your life. And then what happens now is, okay, great, God brought somebody in my life. What happens now when they leave? Creates this gaping void that they had filled, that you had probably attached yourself to. Can you get to a place where even if they leave, if they die, or if you break up, that you're not torn up over it? That you don't fucking like enter the desperate hell of depression over the ending of a relationship like it happens to a lot of us? Even the sun burns, yeah. One of Eckhart Tolle's first um like audio recordings, it was called Even the Sun Will Die. It was one of the first things that I listened to of his after I had read The Power of Now and like Stillness Speaks. And I think this was even before the book A New Earth came out. And he had recorded it just after 9/11. And he was discussing the insanity of the human race and how the mind is insane. You guys should look it up. It's probably online somewhere. It's a really good talk. It is attractive with someone who is just okay because it's so hard to find. Yeah. It can calm you. It's like you're always going to have something to chase after if you let yourself chase after it. There's always going to be something, a person, an experience, a thing that you can chase after that fills any void. And then you're just on that loop of chasing after stuff your whole life with no rest. No true authenticity and stillness. Always chasing yourself in things. At what point does that get old? I mean, that's why so many people are bored all the time and like just lonely and depressed because they've chased so much and it's lost the new car smell. And it's not the shiny new toy anymore, whatever experience or relationship or thing. And then there's large periods of boredom. And then what happens now? You take that boredom and apathy and whatever, and you turn it on yourself. And now you start hating yourself for the reality not reflecting some imagined desirous thing that you have. Whatever's next on the agenda, whatever's next on the plate. I achieved A, B, and C, but D, E, and F are still out there haunting me. Never perfect. And it's always perfect. You're just traversing through A, B, C, D, and E, and F. And at each perfect little stage, you're in a certain place of awareness and understanding. And the degree to which that you're detached is the degree to which you experience hell. That's all. I have a wife and 3 kids, and I constantly beg my wife to move and start a new adventure, but she won't. I get torn sometimes if I'm supposed to just accept not following that dream. Yeah, man, that's a bitch. Yeah, you signed up for that shit when you got married and had kids, didn't you? Own it. That's a reality. At what point does the desire for you to branch off into something create enough of a void where she's firm in her understanding and you're firm in yours, and you literally split your marriage in two, and now you go your separate way because your own calling and longing is that much stronger than the binding tie of your marriage and your family. And then you incorporate all these other realities into it too now. Oh, if I leave, it's going to create suffering for my kids. If I leave, it's going to create suffering for myself because I'm not going to have my family and my kids, but I also have this longing that's always calling me. You create this dichotomy in your own very existence. That's tough to navigate. But like I said, as with anything, you meditate and you pray on it, and it will be revealed to you if you're patient. When we are alone, are we really alone? No. it feels like we're alone because we're just so tapped into this physical world, but there's always entities around us. And the very nature of life is like everything's animated, guys, even if it's still, even if it's just an object, it is animated. It is a part of your reality. If I'm in nature, if I'm out, the trees are alive, the stones are alive, the dirt is alive. It's all very alive. And I'm just traversing through it. And they're all aspects of me being manifest. Trust me, it's the center of all our arguments. Well, and that's a problem. Done with marriage, happily divorced now, 2 kids here, currently unemployed. Oh well, lots of suffering. Oh well, exactly. Oh well. Guys, I've shared my story in a bunch of my videos. If you haven't watched my last 20 videos, watch them because I drop it throughout. But I know what it's like to like lose your job and have nothing and have to take the leap of faith into the unknown. Okay? So like at least take comfort in that. If I can navigate it, so can you. You're not going to die. I promise you, unless death is around the corner. But what I'm saying is you losing your job is not going to lead to your death. It's going to lead to a different experience. Oh no, you might be homeless. Oh no, I'm homeless. I lost everything. I'm dead. I'm so insecure. Literally, like you're insecure in your existence. Your base level of needs is unprovided for. That's where the liberation comes in. Even being homeless didn't kill me. Even being homeless, my life wasn't over. Did it suck when I was going through it? Yeah, sometimes. Doesn't life suck at different times, even when I have a home and things, though? Doesn't the suffering look just different? It's a different shade, it's a different flavor of suffering. Still suffering, though. Still working through it. Still persevering. Sounds like you are finding alternatives to find peace. I mean, I don't know if you're talking to Ryan Mixie or what, but it's always alternatives to peace. Your adventure will begin. Surrender means like go within, bro. Because Ryan, I already know with enough interaction with you, you're so on the level of your mind that you're not surrendered to any of this shit. Not to call you out, but I know you're not doing the meditation and the prayer. So you're going to sit here and ask for questions. Your intuition already knows the answers to your questions that you're asking me, but you're not getting in touch with it. And I can't possibly know the perfect outcome for your own little story. I can't. You know it best because you can incorporate the totality of your own conditioning and your wife's conditioning and your kids' conditioning and all these different things. And then from that comes the answer that you're looking for. Some spark of inspiration points you in a certain direction. And then now it's perfect. Better leap of faith than leap off a bridge. Exactly. You know how many times I could have killed myself, guys? How many times I was close? I know, Ryan. I'm just saying that based on how we've interacted in the comments, I can tell that you're still very in the dualistic mind. And so until you start putting more space between you and your mind and how you see things and all these mental ideations and fantasies and whatever else is coming up all the time that you're looking at, until you bring it more home and actually really do the internal stillness and contemplation, then these answers that you're truly looking for can't present themselves to you. You're blocking yourself off constantly by being in your mind all the time and going back and forth. There's the analysis paralysis bullshit of the mind back and forth and back and forth. It doesn't happen there. Your awareness, your intuition will make it known, and then your mind's going to come in and like tell you a story of what it's going to look like that you then follow. Life adjusts, so there will be adjustments. That's all. Yeah. Isn't life always changing? Like, how am I going to argue with life being change all the time? Like, how am I not going to roll with the punches when I'm flowing through an ever-changing life? We become fixated, man. Our minds make us stay rooted in this dogmatic prison of ideas and what our lives look like. So it's like everything is a struggle, everything is a resistance to your mind. Your mind is putting these artificial boundaries on every aspect of your life that it needs to look a certain way. And when the whole mind recedes into nothing and you root yourself in the stillness, then everything becomes much more malleable and liberating. You can go wherever you feel like. There's no, I can't do this because this. That shit goes out the window. You can do it, but you're putting artificial boundaries on what it may or may not look like when you do that thing that you want to do. Yeah, Ryan, I was an overthinker too, so I'm not casting shade, bro. But I know where you're at because I was there myself. So I know what it all looks like. And it's a bitch, bro. I know. It is. It sucks. But at the same time, it's exactly what you need to be going through to get you close. You didn't come on my channel, come across me, guys, by accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're here for a reason, and not just one reason, millions of reasons. You don't know the half of it. But we naturally assume that there's one or two reasons because that's all our minds can correlate to. Well, it's like, dude, based on how you discuss stuff and the words that you choose and how you manipulate the mind into thinking and analyzing certain things, you can tell where someone's at. You know, I can tell based on the words that you use. I can tell based on the arguments that you make. I can tell all of that stuff, man, because it comes out of the same root of duality and fear and non-fear and whatever. There's only so many branches of logic that you can follow. So it's like I see it very clearly. It's like if somebody tried to come and philosophize with me, philosophy debate me, I'd always be one step ahead of them. You could have the greatest philosopher in front of me and we could talk mental masturbation till we're blue in the face about duality and duality and duality, back and forth and duality. Then I see where the argument's going. It's like Jesus has the disciples and they're like, Jesus, tell us about the end. What's the end going to look like? And he's like, do you even know the beginning that you want to know about the end? He uses duality. It sounds like such a philosophical, but him saying that tells you he understands the root nature of the duality. That's how genius he was. He was the all-encompassing philosopher and spiritualist, bro. Everyone is when you enter this state. KJH blah 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 blah. I'm so glad that you found me, babe. Hey, you got some stuff that I can buy or that you want to sell, babe? Hey, baby chick. Hey, baby chicks. Hey, baby girl. What's going on? Ooh, have you come into my life? Have you come to free me from my illusion? No, you're amazing. You're amazing. Thank you. It happens naturally when you process the pain inside. Yeah, kind of. It isn't like we're just like voids of like just like never ending pain inside. That's just, no, it's not really like that either. Yeah, go watch my other videos, KJ. I'm gonna call you KJ because you put a bunch of garbage in your name. 333. Yeah. Any of those like triple repeating numbers are like angel numbers. 444, that's a big one for me. 777 and then 888. Ha ha ha. KJ is cool. Okay. Okay, girl. I think you're a girl. I can't really tell because the pictures are so small on my screen, guys. I can't really tell half the time what anyone looks like. But Ryan, yeah, man, like I said, dude, if you have some extra money you want to throw away, you want to set up a meeting and we can talk one-on-one, you can always hit me up, guys. Like, I do offer counseling and Zoom calls if you guys are into it. But it's like, I can't possibly know based on a couple sentences in a chat what's going on. And I can't read your energy as well unless I talk to you, or else I'm even in your presence. If I'm in your presence, the guys, like if I wanted to offer $1,000 for me to show up in your life and we would spend an entire day or 2 or 3 together, I guarantee you it'd be like life-altering shit. It would. But even $1,000 is too little. What is the price of your freedom? Yes, I am a girl. Okay. You like plants? Do I like plants? Yeah, I love plants. I used to have a few plants, even in my little apartment, my little studio that I was living in. Gardening is amazing. It's like you feel like you're giving life to something, it's so cool. It's like we're mini gods, mini stewards of like this little plant, and like we think we're doing so much, but it's really God that's just like, he's like, oh, the seed's time to grow the seed, and you water it. You don't know when it's going to pop off, but it decides to pop off. It's kind of like a mini representation of your life. You don't know when something's going to come in, but you patiently wait and water the plant, and then the sun comes in and gives it life, and then it sprouts. And you're like, oh, it chose March 27th to sprout. Well, your life is the same way. It chose, March 28th to sprout in whatever way it needed to sprout. Yeah, like you said, Nixie, like the 9 to 5, it is a new phenomenon. But throughout human history, hundreds and thousands of years, we've worked a lot more than just 9 to 5 at different times. It just depends on what society you were living in, whether you were a serf, you were like a slave to the land, kind of, or maybe you would be a farmer and you'd work a lot during the summer and spring and fall, but then in the winter there wasn't really a lot to work, so you just kind of like rested. So it was like off and on season, and when it's on you got to bust your ass, and when it's not on you got to, you know what I mean? And like same thing with teachers, right? Teachers have like the summer months off, so like they got to kill themselves for 9 months of the year, but then they get 3 months. Yay! Ooh. Like teaching nowadays is a very thankless job. Have you guys seen the posts online with these teachers and these kids, and how detached these kids are, and how brain rotted the fuck out these kids are, this next generation, and how social media has utterly corrupted us and where we're headed? It's even seeped into the adults, but it's not as bad. These kids are utterly idiots. These kids they can't read. There's no critical thinking. There's nothing. They're just little mini zombies on their iPhones and their freaking iPads and shit at home. Like, just there's no imagination. There's no trying. There's no effort. There's no nothing. So where are we headed, guys? Where are we headed? When are we going to actually stand up and actually change this reality? When are we going to like do something? When are we going to wake up, come together, stop fighting? When are we going to put down the social media and actually participate in life out there? When are we going to stop hiding ourselves? And you don't have to go and be some fucking miraculous savior, guys. You don't have to be Gandhi or Martin Luther King creating change. You are just in your own little pocket of life. Wherever you are the example. That's all you need to be. And if you want to start a channel like me, fine. You want to get a bigger audience, fine. You can do that if you feel called. I felt called. I have a gift to be able to explain these things and understand them. I don't have fear of what's going to come out next. You have to get to that place where if you need to share the message, you're willing to truly share the message unadulterated, unabashedly. The whole culture promotes idiocy. Yeah, man. It's like Idiocracy, the movie, but like come to us now. Education is no chance for the deaf and blind. Yeah. The blind leading the blind. And ironically, even when you think you're seeing and you're blind, not blind, right? Like, if you're in the shadow, if you have doubt, if you do not have faith, if you are resistant, you are in the darkness, even if it's just temporarily. And in that moment, you can't see. That's how binary this shit is, guys. You have faith or you don't. There is no try, like the infamous Yoda says. There is no try, only do. You do it or you don't. Nike, just do it. There's so many cliches. Somebody like got this like insight and they made a slogan out of it. Just do it. Ooh, I like that. Nike, ooh, swoosh. And if it wasn't for Michael Jordan, fucking Nike would be shit. All praise MJ, the greatest. I'm a Chicago guy, so like MJ is the GOAT to me. And I was lucky that I was a teenager growing up through our championship, so I got to witness all of that shit. The mecca of Chicago sports. Fucking love that. Yeah. But then I watched what was that movie Air with Michael Jordan, like his story of how he chose Nike and shit with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. That was a funny movie. And how like Nike was like this fledgling company, you know, like they were kind of teetering on like maybe going under, and then he came in and like he just revived the fuck out of that company and made them like the number one sneaker. The best example is the best way to help others in the world. Yeah. Go plant a tree. Do you think that's why they mark them as ADHD? I think ADHD is just a manifestation of a variety of different mental illnesses that all comes out of not being in a still, aware place. All of those things. All of the different varieties of mental illness. ADHD is becoming more and more common because more and more people just can't be still. And it's accelerated by technology and accelerated by social media, especially, and phones and shit. What non-duality speakers on YouTube do I like the most? I don't know who Roger Castillo is. Guys, I don't really follow anyone on YouTube nowadays, non-duality, that I'm like, I'm not searching for knowledge. I'm not trying anything. I am the non-duality myself. I'm the non-duality speaker that I like the most. And I'm not even a non-dualist. I'm not, you know, I'm an incorporated hodgepodge blending of so many different religions and non-duality and mythologies and archetypes. That's where I am. I've taken a little bit of everything. I've surveyed most everything. What is with the pessimistic? Yeah, I mean that's the you're gonna like my video on Tuesday, guys. It's about anger and frustration. It talks about the pessimism, and it talks about some of that stuff and the nature of it. Yeah. Everything is perfect. But then again, it's really not perfect. You can choose to label it however you want. And yeah, there is a perfection to the idiocy behind what's going on. But it doesn't mean that if I have choice over how the world may look, if I'm creating a vision with other people, that I'm not going to choose the good versus the bad. Is it better to have smart people? Is it better to have educated critical thinkers, or is it better to have a bunch of retards? You tell me. If I'm in power, then I want a bunch of retards that have no voice. That I'm not gonna. If I'm in power, I don't want them to speak. I don't want them to have insight. I don't want scientists and people that are like in touch with the truth of what's really going on out there. I'm gonna suppress all that shit. So yeah, I want an educated, smart, authentic, loving, artistic society. I want us to always be expanding. God wants that for us. We're always expanding and growing. What growth is there if you're stunted from the very beginning in your education? If you don't even know how to read or speak or communicate effectively. If you guys watch my videos and half of the words I speak, you have no idea what the fuck is coming out of my mouth because they're relatively advanced words, consciousness and knowing and understanding and like all these different words, right? If all you know is cat and dog and this and that, then how are you going to layer understanding in communication? There has to be a base level of understanding here, guys. And you need to be educated. You have to want to learn on some level too. And we have to improve the family situation too, where parents are trying. Yeah, thinkers, but also like not too much thinking either, right? Maybe we find a balance when we're teaching people, and it's not just about thinking, it's also about being and how thinking relates to being. We have spiritual schools where it's not just overemphasis on knowledge for the sake of knowledge, you're understanding your own essence as well. I'd imagine a lot of these diagnoses are reversible. Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing that can't be healed. Thank you for the suggestion, Stoyan. And God did create them to play the exact role. Yeah, of course. But God created them in that role so that we can look at it objectively and see whether it's the course that we want or that we don't want. So it's like, yes, as it is right now, it's perfect. But that doesn't mean that I don't have choice to influence it over a better direction potentially. Anyway, it's been an hour and a half. It's about my time limit for these live streams, guys. Thank you for showing up and participating. Do you guys have any final comments? But thanks for hanging out. Thanks for showing up. Continue to show up, everyone. Thanks for the hearts. Keep an eye out for my video on Tuesday. Share, like, and subscribe. Sad fucking self-promotion. Guys, share my channel, guys. Let's grow it. Oh, so important. What's up, Ari? Maria, Ryan, KJ, Nixie, Dimensional, Stoyan, all of you guys who have been here, thank you very much. I used to have a TikTok and Instagram, but I shut that shit down because it wasn't getting any kind of following. And it was just snippets of the long videos that I was doing. It's like all of my content is here, so there's really no point. But thanks for showing up, everyone. Go watch my other videos, KJ, if you haven't. There's a lot of good shit there. All right, everyone. Thank you, guys. You guys take care. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you guys Thursday for another live stream, 5 p.m. Pacific. All right. Take care.